Welcome back. Boys for Life podcast, episode 10.
Episode 10. We are in double digits now, brother.
We're here. This is a milestone for the Boys for Life podcast. We're
First
here.
milestone.
First milestone, first of many.
Actually, it's the second milestone. I would say the first milestone, episode 1.
Yes.
It's just getting things going,
Yeah.
and getting back to it.
Yeah, actually, let's touch on that real quick. How many times did it take us? 3 times?
It took us 3 attempts.
I still think that's
I was going to say the name,
that's
but then we'd have to bleep it out on the first recording software that we tried.
Yes.
And then finally, just after, because I feel like you can learn so much stuff on the internet, right?
So much.
So we went to YouTube, how to do it yourself and record a podcast, and we figured out that you can use an iPad and GarageBand and an audio interface with some good quality mics. And here we are.
That's it.
10 episodes later.
I'm just, wow. It's just crazy to think we're this far in.
Double digits.
It just felt like yesterday we started.
I know.
And we're rocking and rolling. We're rocking and rolling, man. But dude, let's just jump right in, man. How are you doing? I know we've been kind of talking a little bit about some sports. Football is right around the corner. You been watching Hard Knocks?
I have been watching Hard Knocks, actually.
Yes.
And I told you, I know you were watching episode 3 when I was on the way over. I told you not to spoil it.
Yeah.
Because I haven't seen episode 3 yet.
Yeah.
I kind of like, because it comes out once a week, right?
Yes. Yeah.
I was kind of trying to stack it to maybe watch the episode on like Sunday or Monday, because then it would come out. But then I feel like if I'm waiting, I don't know, I might just go home and watch it later tonight.
Why not?
But I've been loving the episodes.
Yeah, it's good.
It's
really
really
good.
Not last season, because in season I think it was the Cardinals. But I
Yes.
watched.
Oh yeah. Mm-hmm.
Was it the preseason or maybe it was the season before? I watched it when it was the Colts, and I watched every episode of that with about Jonathan Taylor, and I think it was Carson Wentz.
I think you're right, Carson Wentz.
And that team.
Yeah.
And I was into it.
Yeah.
That was the first season of Hard Knocks that I've ever watched before.
Really?
Yeah, I haven't watched anything else.
Dude, Hard Knocks is like, when I found out what Hard Knocks was, I was like, let's go.
I might have to go back and check it out, because there's a lot out, right? They did the Texans. And then they did
the Rams in 2017. They've done, I forget who 2018 was. They've done almost everyone. You go back to early 2000s. You have the Jets were on there.
Is
the
it all
Ravens.
on HBO?
I believe they are. Yeah, go
You
on
just got to
HBO.
type in Hard Knocks and it'll all pop up. Or
yeah. When I looked at, I think last season or 2 seasons ago, almost all of them were on there on HBO.
Wow.
You got to check it out.
I might pull it up on my phone real quick and see what else is out there, because I'm going to be very interested.
Yeah. Dude, but I think the cool thing about Hard Knocks, and I want to get your take on this, because I know we both played football.
Yeah.
Jeffrey played in high school. He played baseball in college, and I played football in college. I'm curious your take on like what you think about the whole inside, the ins and outs of an NFL player. Do you feel that could be a big distraction to the team? Do you feel like it could play to your advantage?
Are you talking about actually doing Hard Knocks?
Doing Hard Knocks, yes. Put yourself in in the Jets position. Do you feel like that would be a distraction or a benefit for you?
I feel like, first off, the team has to agree to do it, right? I'm assuming the coaches, I'm saying, probably have to agree to do it, or is it something, do you think that the NFL's no, you got to do this?
No, from my understanding,
they volunteer, right?
No, my understanding, there's 4 teams that are selected, and it's typically teams that either are up and coming, or they've had a rough season and they had a really good off season. They're really on the stock is uprising. The Bears were one of the qualifiers for this past season, and I think they were almost picked, but upper management said no because they thought it was going to be a distraction. They really did. That's what I was hearing. So makes sense. And depending on, the personality of your team and kind of, there's so many moving pieces.
To go back to what you said earlier, man, I'm not seeing anything besides the Jets and the Cardinals.
Really? Maybe
I'll dive a little bit.
Dive into it later. Yeah, dive into it later.
To answer your question, I don't necessarily think that it would distract you. Mm-hmm. I think it honestly almost kind of brings everybody together a little bit closer, depending on how you approach it. But I feel like when the cameras are on and everybody's kind of on their P's and Q's, maybe obviously it could be a little bit over dramatized. Mm-hmm. Everybody could be trying to be a little buddy just because the cameras are there. But from what I've seen, it seems like the teams really get close on Hard Knocks.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, for sure. Totally. Yeah.
And they don't give anything away as far as plays or what they're doing, formations or anything like that. No. I think it would honestly be cool.
Yeah.
Because what I've noticed, at least from what I've seen in the first 2 episodes of this one with the New York Jets, Aaron Rodgers seems like really involved. He seems like really energetic.
Seems happy.
And passionate. Happy is a big one. No drama.
Yeah.
I love to see him coaching up Zach Wilson and getting in tight with the other players. Like, I don't know, man. I feel like the Jets are going to make some noise this year.
And they just signed Dalvin Cook, 1-year deal.
Dalvin Cook.
As long as he can stay healthy, it could be deadly.
Yeah.
And they got Breece Hall back.
Breece Hall and Michael Carter.
They got some depth at wide receiver. O-line, obviously, O-line goes as the team goes as the O-line goes. That everyone knows that.
And they got a really energetic defense, too.
They're young, dude. I love Quinnen Williams, bro.
Quinnen Williams. Yeah, Q-Ball.
Dog.
And Sauce Gardner, too.
Sauce is a dog, too, bro.
But Q-Ball.
Dude,
that guy is an animal.
Bro, he's a Bama guy, right? Alabama?
Yeah.
He was a beast at Alabama, and he just keeps getting better.
Just better and better. And they got that guy, Washington, the fourth or whatever, from Iowa State, the rookie, number 99. I forget what his first name is. The guy that got the piercing.
I think I might be wrong. Is it? No, it's not Will. It's Will McDonald.
Will McDonald.
Yeah.
Will McDonald.
Beast. He's a
absolute animal.
He's fast.
Really fast. He's really quick.
Bro,
from Iowa State, bro.
Iowa State.
The Cyclone.
We got to be careful. We had a boo in the background. We had a boo in the background. Christina went to Iowa, just for people who are wondering. Will McDonald, Iowa State. She absolutely hates
the Cyclones. And
I always say I love the Cyclones, just for a little banter. But I could care less.
It's funny.
It is kind of funny, but. Yeah, I don't know, man. I feel like it can go one or two ways, because I think if I'm thinking like my playing days, like if we had a camera crew around, I don't know. It depends on the personality, because you got some guys that are just want to be on camera and just do what they got to do, and depending who it is, it could be a good or bad thing, right? But then to your point, it could really show the ins and outs and like really bring the team together.
Right?
It could. I think.
Here's also the thing too. You also have to think at the NFL level.
Yeah.
They got cameras around 24/7 regardless.
It's a good point.
So they're kind of used to having the reporters and all the fans at the training camps and the mini camps,
right? Media,
cameras in their face, media, all that. So they're kind of used to it already. So the cameras are already there. Yeah. Now you're just getting a little bit of a closer look at what they're already doing.
Totally,
it's already being filmed. NFL Films is there. Red Zone and all that kind of stuff is probably already there filming stuff. Yeah. So I feel like what's one more camera when you've already got 45 on you?
Yeah, right. That's true. That is true. And then you get to see yourself a little bit on Hard Knocks. It's kind of cool.
Exactly.
Yeah, I guess it's a good
point.
And
I feel like they have, I would say probably like spread across the team, it's primarily younger guys who kind of like the social media and like the footage and the Hard Knocks and the cameras.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Just having fun.
True. Yeah. That's true. A lot of these young guys, who wouldn't want to show their talents off on camera?
I guess kind of segueing into the next part, it would be kind of cool to ask somebody who's been in that how he feels like it would be, because I don't think any of the teams that he was on Hard Knocks.
No, it was not. No.
So it'd be kind of nice to get a different perspective from a guy who's been on the NFL teams, which is kind of segueing into where we wanted to get in with this podcast, is talking about okay, we're 10 episodes in. Where do we want to take this? What do we want to do? What's next? So why don't you give the listeners a little bit of a sneak peek on what to expect coming up here?
So moving forward here, Jeffrey and I talk. We've been in talks with some people about bringing on some guests to our podcast, which we are super, super excited about.
Super stoked.
Like I'm really excited to dive into some
other brains,
just other brains, knowledge, wisdom, life lessons that people have learned, and I don't know why we wouldn't. I don't know why we wouldn't want to learn from other people who have been in this industry for some time, or even just people who have a cool,
just a different perspective, cool stories, different perspectives, different backgrounds.
Yeah. So
other life travels and journeys.
Everything, right? How to make money? What did you do when you made money? How do you set your family up? What do you do? What was it cool? Like, there's so many different questions that we could ask so many people, and we're gonna get different answers.
Exactly,
which is the really cool part about it. So moving forward here, we're gonna be getting some guys on here.
Yeah.
So you might see some faces you haven't seen before on the podcast.
You might see some different faces coming up here.
You might see a couple. So stay tuned.
I don't think it's possible to get a guest on every episode.
Correct. Yes.
But I think that we are definitely going to start sprinkling in guests. We've already got a list of some people that we want to bring on. But I know that we also have some other family and friends out there that do want to get on and voice some of their opinions and have conversations and jump on here. So I think kind of moving forward, when we start going down that avenue, it's only going to get more interesting. It's going to get more exciting. Like, who are the boys going to bring on? We can give sneak peeks whenever we do internal ones. Like, hey, we got a good one coming up. Episode 15, we're bringing on so-and-so. Yeah. You know, stay ready. And it's really exciting, man. And I think that it's cool. And like that we're on episode 10 now, right? Right. And we've been getting so much love and support from the listeners and the people that have been viewing. Honestly, I mean, we posted the first, we mentioned on the last episode, but we posted the first episode on YouTube last night. This is a spoiler alert. We're doing 2 pods in one day. Yeah. We just did episode 9, like, you know, half an hour ago.
It's all good.
But we posted the episode last night, and it's already up to, like, you know, 40 plus views. We posted it like late last night, and I know that doesn't seem like a lot, but on the very first pod,
well,
that's huge, man. To us,
it's huge.
On a smaller scale, obviously, even getting 10, 15 views on the first video is huge. And I was thinking about it on the way over. I can't wait till we're getting 40K views after the first night.
That's gonna be crazy, man. That's gonna be cool. That's gonna be nuts, and
that day will come.
100%.
I promise it.
I promise it too. I know it's gonna come.
I know
it's gonna come. We're in this for the long run.
For the long haul, man. I want to take this to the moon.
Listen, we understand the trials and tribulations with what happens. I love it too.
It's fun.
It's fun to dive deeper into getting into more cool, to getting into guests, to doing this on top of a mountain, maybe in Colorado, and we go snowboarding. Yeah, that'd be pretty sweet. So
because we can get to the point, maybe. Ooh.
I love it.
That would be cool if we got to a point where we had like some like travel mics.
Yeah.
And we can record that, right? Because you can sync up the mic to audio recorder on our phones, and we could easily transfer the audio files. And then if we had like a GoPro on your helmet and my helmet on like a snowboarding trip, and we did like a podcast or something like that, right?
I like
for
that.
The channel on the go.
I like that. Let's stop. I don't want to give him too much. Don't give him too much here.
That'd be nuts. But kind of going back to what we had said is, you know, it feels good that people are listening and people do love it. Like I went out to watch the Sean O'Malley fights. The man, the new UFC bantamweight champion. Shout out Sugar Sean. But I went to a place called Crazy Pour, and I went with like Wilson, Zarbuck, and I went with Big Homie and Saeed Troy.
Yeah.
And then we went over to Demito's afterwards, and we were hanging out. And just Saeed mentioned to me, you know, a little bit later in the night, yo, I just wanted to say, like, I love your podcast. Keep doing it. You and your do you know Saeed?
I think
I think you've met him once or twice, right? But he doesn't really. I don't think he like really knows you.
I don't really know each other like that.
But he was like, dude, he's like you and your buddy that are doing the podcast. You guys have great like energy together, great flow, good conversations. He's like, I really enjoy it.
Yeah.
He's like, keep doing your thing. Like it's gonna blow up.
I love that.
And I was like, damn.
That's deep.
Wow. Like that's real love.
That is real love, man.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. I don't know. One of my buddies, John Regano, he hit me up the other day. I think you met John. Big guy. He's the painter. He went to West Chicago.
Yeah. He was over here when we watched the Tank Davis fight.
Yes. John. Big John, the man right there. He texted me the other day and he's been loving it, man. He listens to all of our episodes in the car, and he shot me a text, and I greatly appreciate that coming from John. Anyone in general, but especially John. You know what I mean? So appreciate you, John. I know you're listening, brother, and keep listening, keep sharing this with people. I mean, that's what helps us out. Just any support we can get, but it gets us fired up too. It
really gets me fired up when people love it, and I don't want this to turn into like a shout out episode.
No.
But shout out my boy Jordan.
Yeah,
I sent him the YouTube link last night's episode 1, and he was like, "Bro, I only got like 10 more minutes left on episode 6." He's already tapped in.
That's what I'm saying, bro.
He's already tapped in. Like we don't even have to tell these people like they subscribe and they're listening.
No, they're good.
Like SJ, my friend, was like, "Yo, she just finished episode 5. She's like, I gotta listen to episode 6 today because I sent her the link to the YouTube. She's like, I'm almost caught up.
Yeah,
like dude, people are
crazy.
They're liking it, and that fires me up. I know it fires you up because when you get like that positive affirmation from the listeners, like we're doing it for the listeners. Obviously, we enjoy doing it. We're doing it for ourselves too, but we want to leave that lasting imprint on the listeners. So when they're giving us that positive feedback and that love, like dude, that fires me up.
Me too, bro.
And I truly think we talked about this early on in the podcast, like maybe episode 1 or 2, but I truly think that like this is our calling.
I do too. No, I do too. There's so much that I think we're aligned in so many different ways. We're almost the same person in that manner where we want to
make a difference.
We want to be authentic. We don't want to go off script. We don't want to, we want to do what we want to do.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I think I actually no, I don't think. I believe that we'll get to a point where we will have a lot of opportunities to do whatever we want in terms of this podcast space and what it's going to come. So, and we're excited to share it with you. We're excited to document it with you, to bring on some more cool guests like we keep talking about. And, it's, I'm just grateful. I really am grateful. I want to take a minute just to be grateful for the people that we have, the 40 people that already watched episode 1.
Yep.
And, thank you. Thank you guys. Honestly,
thank you guys so much for listening and to and really listening, not like skimming through and all that kind of stuff, but like really listening and listening into some of the insight and the nuggets that we're dropping and the stories that we're telling and the relatable things that we're just giving out to the masses.
That's all we're doing.
You know what I mean?
That's
and
it.
just appreciating it, because at the end of the day, it may seem simple, but our goal is to leave people in a better mind state, in a better mood than when they click play on the episode.
Amen.
Whatever that may be. And sometimes we have those tougher conversations on here, like the mental health episode, and I'm sure that we're going to have more tough, conversations as we bring guests on.
Totally.
And I do want to bring people on, too, that maybe share different values and beliefs and principles and ways that they view things on, and we could have some of those tougher conversations. And I don't mean like getting into arguments, but like having unbiased, fair conversations with people that maybe see things differently.
Yeah. Totally. And I feel like that's...
Because obviously not everybody is going to think the way that we do. No. And I don't expect them to.
I don't want them to.
And I'm always down to hear and listen to other people's perspectives and how, maybe they view life and how they go through life day to day. And they think about this topic and they think about this topic. And,
right.
And
just picking their brains a little bit.
That's it.
But
I think that we have a lot of good things in store coming to the viewers and the listeners, and I'm really excited about it.
I am too. It's still crazy that we're still early in our podcasting journey. Still early.
We were saying, obviously the first big milestone is episode 1, right?
Yeah.
And we just kind of eclipsed the second one, is getting to the double digits 10. But then the next one, 50, man, 40 weeks or 40 episodes.
40.
Because sometimes we'll do more than one episode a week. We'll record more than one episode a week.
Yeah.
But 40 more from here.
Crazy to
however
think about.
long that is, man. That's gonna be cool. And then we're gonna get to the big 100.
2 years.
I know.
Almost 2 years. Wow, that's crazy. But we keep talking about one day at a time.
One day at a time.
One episode at a time.
Just like we talked about in episode 9, patience, my brother.
Patience,
young grasshopper.
Patience.
Young Jedi.
I love it, man. I love it.
But the kind of going back to what you were saying earlier, though, man, it was about like the hard knocks. One thing that's really, really stood out to me is Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah.
And we talked about it, I know, before, but I feel like now that he's not in Green Bay anymore, we can be fans of him.
Totally.
And I was having this conversation with my dad because he freaking hates Aaron Rodgers, obviously, with the Packers.
Yeah.
He's been dominating Chicago for a while. And my dad just hates like the I own you and all that kind of stuff. But like watching him on Hard Knocks, man, I think that he's really misunderstood. And I feel like there was a lot of stuff going on behind the scenes, maybe in Green Bay.
Totally.
Because he was kind of a diva, a little bit of drama, right? I think maybe the front office wasn't giving him what he was requesting as far as like drafting more weapons, receivers, or whatever. I feel like there was a lot of stuff going on behind the scenes. And I feel like New York is kind of doing what they need to do, right, to make him happy. Because ultimately, like the quarterback, the captain of the team, especially him, obviously he's arguably going to go down as maybe, top 5 all time, Hall of Famer, no doubt.
Totally, yeah.
And just looking at the way that he's interacting with the younger players and he's kind of instilling that leadership on the team and how involved he is in the preseason games and the overall team success, man, I got to say, I'm impressed.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm impressed too, man. And I think you said it's cool to see a different side of him because how I look at it, I think he's always been that way. I think he just knows how passionate Chicago fan base is that he wants to just rub it in more.
Just rub it in with that I own you.
I mean, he's a commander. He wants
gets
to
fired
compete.
up.
He wants to compete, man. He wants to be the best quarterback that's ever played. That's his mindset.
Because I know he's a Northern California.
Yes, I think Northern
from origin,
California.
right? I know he's from California.
He's from Cali.
He went to UCLA. No,
he went to Cal.
Cal.
He went to Cal. Yeah, and then he wanted to be drafted by the 49ers, and he was upset that they passed on him and took Alex Smith that year. I think it was 04, 05, whenever that was.
Yeah,
Alex Smith
he went to Cal, right?
Yeah.
That's right.
And then
Who went to UCLA?
quarterback. I'm drawing a blank. Oh no, Joey Harrington went to Oregon.
I don't know why I thought UCLA for
no. There's a big one.
There's a big one. It'll pop into me after.
I can't
but
think right now.
I know that he's a California boy, and they keep mentioning it in Hard Knocks that he's from California.
Cali guy. Big Cali guy.
I'm a fan, and I honestly, I know I said this a little bit earlier on the podcast, but I think the Jets are going to make some noise.
I think so too. No, I genuinely think so.
Unpopular opinion, because I had this conversation with Diego. I think they might win that division, bro.
They could. I mean,
didn't I think that they beat Buffalo last year? I think they split with them.
They did split,
and that was with like fucking Joe Flacco or Zach Wilson.
I think it was.
I think it was
MVP Joe. MVP Joe from the Super Bowl. He was Super Bowl MVP, I think.
But that was a long time ago. I don't think he's a shell of himself now. But what I'm saying is, they split with Buffalo because I think they went 7-10.
Yes,
and I can't remember if they started like losing 6 in a row or something, and then went on a hot streak at the end,
something like that,
or might have been backwards.
Yeah,
but like, dude, they were kind of right on the edge with a lot of those games. Yeah. Now you put in Aaron Rodgers and you bring in a couple more weapons, like, dude.
NFL's so weird, man. It's so weird how everything happens in the NFL. It's like you could have the best team on paper and still choke. Still choke. It's so like interesting
because you have to show up.
You got to show up, man.
And that's the biggest thing with the Bears is they have so much talent, they have so many weapons and so much juice.
I know.
But the biggest question every Sunday is what Bears team is going to show up?
Right.
Is it going to be Justin Fields fumbling 3 times? Is he going to run for 2 touchdowns and 150 yards? Is he going to throw 3 picks? Is the O-line going to allow 8 sacks? Are you going to block Justin? There's so many different Bears teams that can show up. Is the defense going to gargle? Right. Are they going to, throw a shutout?
Right.
Are they going to allow 35 points? Like,
yeah.
What Bears team is going to show up? And I feel like that's been like the Achilles question since Rex Grossman, of all people, led them to the Super Bowl.
Sexy Rexy.
The
GOAT. He's the GOAT, dude.
The GOAT. Hester was the GOAT that year.
Oh, my Hester.
But, of course, we lost to arguably the top second quarterback all time, Peyton Manning.
That freaking mammoth.
We already know Brady's the GOAT.
Mammoth of a forehead guy. But anyway, I freaking love Peyton Manning. I love Tommy B.
But kind of going back to what I was saying, obviously we love Tommy B, the GOAT. But I truly think, dude, like, tell me if you think I'm wrong. I think that they have a big chance at winning that division and arguably giving the Chiefs a run for their money. Because I think that they have a really solid defense. The defense even showed themselves last year. They have a good defense. Yeah. Where they've been struggling last year and obviously the years prior has been the offense.
Totally.
But I think adding in Aaron Rodgers might be that difference because people forget, obviously Patrick Mahomes won the MVP last year, but the 2 years before that was Aaron Rodgers MVP of the league, back-to-back years. Yeah. He's got 4 MVPs.
Yeah. No, you're right.
He's still got the juice,
He's still got the juice. He's still got the fiery edge. I love it. I think you're right. And I believe they can. There's one X factor.
What?
Injuries.
That's
the biggest X factor.
For any team.
I'm just saying.
For any team, yes. But yes, I agree with you.
I think that's maybe sometimes underlooked. If you don't...
It's a very physical game, bro.
It is a very physical game. Like, you don't understand the slightest thing you could tear
tweak a knee, whatever. Honestly, it could be busting your back up. Yeah.
It could be done. So... Yes, I think starting out, I think they have a legitimate chance of winning the AFC Northeast. I forgot what division they're in. What are they in? Something. They're in the AFC.
I'm always bad with
I'm so bad. And especially the AFC. I think it's AFC East. It's AFC East.
Yeah, because they're Northeast up in that region.
So I think they have a legitimate chance of winning the AFC East. I really think they do. But
if you would have told me, like 4 years ago, when Brady was still in New England, that in 2023 the Patriots would be the bottom barrel team in that division, I would have laughed at you.
I know. Yeah.
But I think that they are going to be the worst team in that division this year. I mean, they signed Ezekiel Elliott, but like what? You got fucking Mac Jones, gargle bop. But think about it. I'm probably taking either the Jets or the Bills number 1 in that division. Yeah. And then the other one's probably going to be second. And then I'm taking obviously probably going to be Miami over New England.
Yeah.
But I really think the Jets have a big chance at sweeping New England. I think that they'll probably split with Buffalo, and they might win both games in Miami.
They could. Why not?
I think that they're probably going to win that division.
Yeah, I'd be curious to see what our fans think about
what's going to happen. Yeah, fans, comment on the YouTube.
Yeah, comment
below. What do you think is going to happen?
Let us know.
We want to know. Who do you think is going to win the AFC? A lot of people out there are going to probably say Chiefs, and I fucking hope not.
They probably are. I mean, if you think about it, though, like, I'll give you an out. Like, when Tom was with the Patriots every year, who's going to win the AFC? No, Patriots. Like
Patriots,
you know
Patriots,
what I mean? Like,
Patriots.
That's what the Chiefs are right now.
I know.
I mean, it's just
I don't
what it
think
is.
that Joe Burrow is him. I was thinking about this earlier.
You don't think he's him? Talk to me, because I do.
I think
he's him.
I don't think that he's him in the regards of taking down Patrick Mahomes.
What do you mean? He's taken him down twice.
Not in the playoffs, though.
Yeah, he has.
I think they won.
Oh, one in the playoffs. They took him once.
They're
in the
1-1. But if you look at the stats, the statistical comparison, bro, Mahomes is light years ahead of him.
He's also been in the league before him too.
I know, but I'm saying in head-to-head games,
sure,
against Joe Burrow,
sure,
the touchdowns and stuff were like almost tripled, bro. It was like 18-3. Burrow was like 9-4.
Okay.
Or like 6 and something, bro.
Something like that. Okay.
And the completion percentage, there was a pretty wide margin with that as well. Yeah. I mean, bro, I could be wrong. Obviously, the last 2 years, the AFC Championship has been Bengals and Chiefs, and the Bengals won 2 years ago, and the Chiefs won last year. Yeah. I just don't, dude. Patrick Mahomes is so fucking good, dude.
He is so good.
How do you stop them?
That's true. It's hard because you have one of the greatest coaches of all time with the helm, Andy Reid. I mean, he's top 5. I mean, he's a beast. He's up there. He's up there.
I might take him below Belichick, who I think is probably number 1.
I would probably be in the same boat as you. I mean, he's up there though. I mean,
he's up there with the play calling, the defensive schemes, just everything, bro.
You got a lot of guys. You know, it's gonna be tough to stop. We'll kind of see.
Who do you think
happens.
in the AFC could stop Kansas City besides the Jets and besides the Bengals? I don't really think there's much, dude. The Ravens always fucking choke.
Ravens choke. The Bills lately. The Bills have been skeptical.
Josh Allen is a choke artist, bro. I'm sorry. He's a gunslinging choke artist.
He is. He makes some really
dumb mistakes.
Poor throws.
I don't think that Buffalo's going to win a Super Bowl with Josh Allen.
I don't think so.
Argue against it.
It's gonna be hard. I'm with you on that. It's gonna be tough. It's gonna be tough. I don't know. It's hard because, like you said, anything can happen.
Think about that one game where they were playing Minnesota last year, and they had the lead. They were up by like 7 points or whatever. First off, Justin Jefferson made that unreal catch on like a 4th and 18.
He's a beast.
But then they get it down. It was on that drive. They get it down to 4th and 1 on the goal line. Buffalo stops them, and then Josh Allen fumbles the ball on almost the next play.
It was the next play. It was the next play
in the fucking end zone.
Yep.
And Minnesota recovers it for a touchdown. Yep. And Minnesota ends up winning that game.
Yep. I know. It's crazy.
Josh Allen.
JA-17, tough. It's a tough one for the boy.
And I know your boy is on the Bills, dude, and I know you sometimes root for them. Yeah. But like, bro, he's too wild. He's like a Phillip Rivers. He's a gunslinger.
That's a good comparison.
And he's a great statistical player. Leads teams on a good charge through the regular season, but something about going into the playoffs, man, he chokes.
Yeah, he'll have to be more active in bed to catch up to Phillip Rivers in terms of children.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? That's a big family he's got.
Yeah, it is. But you understand it. Phillip Rivers, if you look at his stats, great career, longevity, played for like 17 years. Yeah. But when it came to his teams getting in the playoffs, dude just fucking blew.
It's tough. No, that's a hard one.
He blew an early load. You know what I mean?
I know what you mean.
But kind of going back to what I said, besides the Bills, because they're not going to beat Kansas City. They had Kansas City at the helm, and they had to stop them for 13 seconds, and they couldn't. You snooze, you lose. You're done.
That was their chance. That was their out.
That was their chance. But besides the other teams listed, like the Bengals and the Jets, like who in the AFC is going to stop them, dude? Baltimore ain't it.
No, I don't think Baltimore's it.
Miami ain't it. Maybe Jacksonville. Jacksonville made a bit of a run last year, and maybe the Chargers. I love Justin Herbert.
It ain't gonna be the Chargers, bro.
But it ain't gonna be the Chargers because he's not him yet. Not yet, at least. No. Justin Herbert is not him.
I think that. I mean, don't sleep on the Jaguars, bro. I mean,
they almost beat the Chiefs last year.
I think
in the playoffs,
they're on the up and rising. They're young. They have a great coach in Doug Peterson. Doug Peterson's the man. He led us Philly to the Super Bowl in 2018 over your Pats. Sorry, but no, I mean honestly, he's a good coach. He is. Lawrence, if you look at his stats, he's on the up.
He's on the up and up. They just got fucking Calvin Ridley too. He looks crazy
Just about to say,
out of the breaks.
He's gonna be
Zay
nice, bro.
Jones. They still have Christian Kirk.
Christian Kirk. Who do they got? They got Travis Etienne.
Etienne, the running back.
They got
good defense.
Great defense. Young defense. Good defense. I think Jacksonville might be the team.
You know where
Sleeper.
they fucked up in the playoffs?
Where?
Is when they were playing the Chiefs and Patrick Mahomes twisted his ankle and went out, and Chad Henne led like a 90-yard touchdown drive. Like, bro, if you stopped him there, they probably would have won that game.
Probably.
But you couldn't stop fucking Chad Henne or whatever his name is.
Yeah.
The ball gag.
Yeah, literally. No, I know. Tough, dude.
Tough. We'll see, though, because they made a crazy run at the tail end of the season.
Yeah.
And a huge playoff run. And I'll be the first to admit it.
Yeah.
I'm always fair.
Yeah.
I said that Trevor Lawrence was going to be a bust in the NFL. He hasn't really proved much. He's shown some improvement.
Yeah.
But I think if he maintains his trajectory, he's going to shatter my prediction.
I hope so.
And he's going to actually turn into a stud quarterback. Because
I really hope he does.
The back half of the season last year, dude, he looked good, sharp.
Looked really good. Very good.
Commanding. He was poised through some like crazy late game throws.
Yes.
Led the team to a huge comeback. They were down like what, 27-0, 27-7 against Justin Herbert at halftime and came back to win that game in the playoffs. I think that was the first round of the playoffs.
It was first round.
And dude,
weekend.
I love Herbert, but I don't know what it is. Late game, dude, he just has no balls.
It's not him.
He's not him.
He doesn't have that ice in
But
his
he's like
veins.
6'5", 230.
Throw it freaking quarter mile. He could
I
probably
know.
throw it over the mountains. You know what I'm saying?
Did they trade Keenan Allen?
No, he's injured.
still there?
Injury bug. I think he's healthy though for the season.
He's kind of been a shell of himself the last couple of years.
I've been a fan of KA. His routes, bro, are crispy. He's
got crazy hands.
Crazy, dude. He's arguably he's a top 5 route runner in the league.
Yeah,
hands down.
Wait, where did DeAndre Hopkins go?
Titans.
That's right.
Titans got him. We'll see how he does.
Titans aren't going to make any noise with Ryan Tannehill. I'm sorry, bro.
No,
you could sit here and you can argue with me.
Yeah, I don't think
Tannehill blows dick.
I don't think that. Yeah, I'm with
Ryan
you on that.
Tannehill is not it.
He's not it. No, he's not. It's tough. I don't know. I'm curious. I want to see what the people think.
They made a crazy run a couple years ago, dude, but Tannehill ain't it.
Yeah, no, he's not it.
When they played the Chiefs, he blows.
He does. He sucks.
How is he still QB1?
He's not it. I don't know.
Bro, I'm looking at the AFC, dude, and there's not really that much competition for the Chiefs.
No. Even NFC too, bro.
Even the NFC.
Kind of open.
The Niners, great defense, but at the quarterback, is Brock Purdy. I don't know if he's going to show up. Are the Eagles going to replicate what they did? Who else in the NFC, dude?
Vikings are not going to do anything.
Vikings always choke late. Maybe the Bears. We'll see.
Maybe the Lions. I don't know.
But like, dude,
maybe. There's not really many.
It might.
It could be the Cowboys. Cowboys ain't
The
doing
NFL could be wide open for Mahomes to just go on a crazy run and win like 4 out of 7, 4 out of 6.
Maybe
the NFL,
he gets
I'm telling
8.
you.
Maybe he gets 8.
Fuck, dude, stop.
This guy's sweating over here.
I'm sweating. He's already got 2.
I know.
But there are comparisons. Yeah. Brady already had 3. Shut up. Brady already had 3 at this point in his career.
That's fine.
Including a back-to-back.
Never know what could happen.
Yeah, you never know.
You never know. We'll see. We'll see what happens.
But dude, you know what I hate though? Is he broke the record for like the most yards in a season or whatever, but they got added a game.
Yeah.
Peyton Manning had that record set in 16 games. Mahomes broke the record barely in 17.
Yeah,
like there's got to be an asterisk for a lot of these NFL records that are going to get broken. Like Tom Brady's all-time yards, like bro, completed it with all these seasons of 16 games.
Yeah.
Like you play for 10 years with that extra game, like you're getting more.
Right. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, you do get another game.
That's 10 more games.
I mean, it's not his fault.
I know, but still,
it's crazy. I'm just saying. You got to play the hand you're dealt.
And it's the same thing with Justin Jefferson is going for the all-time the yards and what, like the first 3 seasons,
something like
first 2 or 3 seasons gonna break Moss's record.
He already broke it. He broke it in the first 2 seasons, I think. Almost. I forgot. I don't know the exact statistic, but
is Justin Jefferson him? He's made some crazy catches,
come on,
bro.
dude. You know he's him. He's him. He was voted number 2 best player in the league by his peers.
Yeah.
Number 2. Number 2 is a receiver in his 3rd year, second year.
And number 1 is PM.
Yeah, PM. Yeah, Patty Mahomes for you guys that don't know PM. Yeah,
I mean,
Mahomes.
you can't even argue.
Number
that.
3 is JH Eagles baby Jalen Hurts.
Yeah?
Number 3. Number 4 was Nicky Bosa.
Oof.
Beast, bro. He's
huge.
He's a dog too. You know.
I'm excited to see what the Niners do. I think they're going all in on Brock Purdy.
I think
Mr. Irrelevant, they call him.
Why not?
Could be goated.
Could be goated. They got CMC in the background. They got arguably the best defense, Debo. They got don't forget Brandon
Ayuk.
He's a
They got a
beast.
lot of weapons. If Brock Purdy shows up, they could make some noise because they went to the NFC Championship last year.
Yeah.
And they might have put up a fight if Purdy didn't get hurt, but I don't think anybody was stopping the Eagles last year. Would love to see Would love to see a rematch, maybe.
Yeah.
Obviously, I don't want the Chiefs to go to the Super Bowl, but an Eagles Chiefs rematch because I think if Jalen Hurts doesn't fumble that ball, they win the game.
Yep.
Obviously, the shoulda, coulda, wouldas. You can't really pinpoint on one play, but I mean, bro, fucking fumbled a scoop and score.
Yeah, I know. Can't do that.
Like you had the game, guys.
Shit happens though.
I know.
It's tough. Wow.
Did they retain all of their players? Like AJ Brown and Devontae Smith.
They got the core guys. Miles Sanders is with Panthers. TJ Edwards is with us, the linebacker.
That's right.
Is it Brandon Hargraves, that defensive tackle? He's with the 49ers. That defensive line has just got so much. He was a beast. God. They're going to be freaking studs. 49ers defense is going to be unreal this year.
Are the Seahawks going to make any noise?
They might. Jackson Smith and Jigba just got hurt. I think he sprained his wrist or something with his wrist lately.
But we'll see what's good with the Eagles, though, man, because they were looking good last year.
Yeah, we'll see what's up, man.
I like Jalen Hurts as a person.
Yeah.
Really good dude, grounded in his faith, good mindset, good mentality,
totally
crazy work ethic. I hope he gets a ring.
Hope so, too. No, I do, too. I mean, he's got the winner's mentality. He's got the winner's mentality. He does the hard work, the day-to-day, the work that people don't want to do. He does it. He does it, and he's good. He's a fucking beast.
Yeah,
he's really good.
Fucking beast, bro.
I love JH.
You know, my favorite thing from him was when he got pulled in the Natty Championship, and watching him be the biggest cheerleader for Tua and his team when they played Georgia and they went to overtime and Tua threw that game winner to Devontae Smith.
So ironic.
Which is crazy, right? That they have. Dude, if you look at their roster from over the years, is nuts. But watching him stand on that sideline after getting benched, after being the starter since day one at Bama, since he came on, right? Being the guy, being the biggest cheerleader after getting benched, says so much about who he is as a person.
Yeah.
Like he was the one screaming the loudest for Tua.
He was. I know he was. I know. I remember
coaching him up like, hey, blah, 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 blah.
It's crazy. That's a lead. That's a true leader.
I like him.
I like him a lot too. I like him a lot too. I'm curious to think what you guys think about the NFL season. Who's going to be in the Super Bowl?
Yeah, drop your predictions below. Comment below.
Let's know
who you think. Who is your team?
Yeah.
Who do you think is going to win? And I mean, dude, we're coming up on 2 weeks from week 1.
I think we're a week out from this weekend. No, we got 2 weeks. We got 2 weeks still. Yeah,
is it 2 weeks or is it a week from Sunday?
I got to look it up.
Because it's the 24th. I think it's around
Labor Day,
second week of September.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
I think 2 weeks from Sunday is probably going to be week 1. We got to catch a Bears game this year.
We got to catch a Bears
game. I know
they're
kind of expensive.
Yeah, I know.
It's worth it though.
100%
I've never been to a Bears game,
bro.
I've never been to an NFL game.
Electric. I went to the game last year when they played Miami when Justin Fields broke the single game
you were
rushing
at that
record.
game? You bastard!
I was in the end zone too, so I saw that long touchdown run right at us, dude. No, it was awesome.
I hope he has a good year this year.
I hope so too, man.
I hope he does, man.
He's a really good
new coaching staff, got some new fire.
Yeah.
And also the Eagles got Jalen Carter, bro.
Damn.
I seen the video of his first snap on Instagram when he dropped that sack. Dude,
good, bro.
The Eagles might be the NFC favorites.
Oh yeah, we'll see.
I also forgot too that OBJ, I know he's a little bit older.
Yeah.
He's on Baltimore. They might make some noise, but I just don't know if Lamar is really him. When it comes to like leading a team to a Super Bowl, he's obviously talented and he's got that fire and he's athletic, but I just don't know if he's him in that regard. We'll find out.
We'll find out.
There's a lot of things that we're going to find out, and it's kind of cool. Yeah. Once we get the season going, we can obviously start dropping in a little sports blurbs because I think a lot of the people out there enjoy talking sports. I know a lot of the guys enjoy talking sports. We could sit around a table and talk sports all night. I think that dropping some updates here and there, maybe just doing a little segment on each episode.
I like it.
At least once a week or whatever. Talking sports.
I love it, bro. I love it.
It'd be cool.
That'd be cool.
Right, we could leave it on that one.
Yeah, we'll
Episode 10 is a wrap. Thank you guys so much for listening, watching, viewing, and subscribing. We'll catch you on the next one. Peace.
Peace.
That's kind of cool. I like that one. Was that over 30?